everybody, welcome back to Lemon Branch Do It Yourself. And today we're working on my Honda lawnmower. Okay, so did our lawn yesterday, worked great. It was no signs of having any kind of problems at all. We took it to do our neighbors and it would not start. So here we have something that was working perfect, then all of a sudden it does not start. So I'm going to show you kind of what it sounds like and then what we're going to do to try and fix it. It's up in bunny, ready to go, and now we're going to try it. And we try and pull and pull and pull, and that is it. It doesn't even try and fire, doesn't try and turn over, none of that. Okay, so what do you do about it? You can either take it in and pay a mechanic to kind of look it over, or you can try the trick that we're going to try today. Now, we're not sure what's wrong with it, but because of the fact that it's not firing, it's just not even trying to turn over, and it just has this dead sound. So you know the difference when it starts to fire, or you got the choke all the way on and it's just not firing. It's probably going to be a spark plug. So what I did is I went down to Home Depot and I was just going to buy a spark plug. I was going to buy some oil, I was going to get a new air filter, but they carry this particular kit. So what this is, let me turn it around so you can see. It's called a tune-up kit, and it's all Honda genuine parts. Obviously, it's made by Honda. So this tune-up kit, we're going to be working on these three things today. So this whole thing should only take just about 5 minutes, at the very most 7 or 8 minutes, depending on how long it takes to drain the oil. But what we're going to first do is let's open this thing up and let's see what is inside of this kit. So inside this kit, it has oil. We've got a brand new air filter. So we've got the brand new air filter, and then this is what I think is going to be the most important part, is this brand new spark plug. So let's start with the easiest is going to be the spark plug. So let's go ahead and get started on the spark plug. So how we take off the spark plug, you just get a socket set. So if you have one of these, what this is, I actually had this from years gone by, but you can get these, they're all over Amazon. I will leave a link to something similar if this is not available, but it's just basically it is a spark plug socket. It's built just for spark plugs. Otherwise it's like a 5/8 inch is what this is, but anyway, you just want to look for a spark plug wrench. It's super easy. They probably have it at Home Depot too, but if not, when you go to pick up the spark plug, or you go to pick up this kit, you can pick up one of these socket sets that will actually fit the spark plug. So the next thing we got to do is locate where the spark plug is. That's really simple to find because it's right here at the front of the engine. It's behind this little rubber cap. So you pull the cap off and that exposes the old spark plug. So I'm just going to kind of move this little rubber thing off to the side, get it out of my way. Then I'm going to take the socket set and I'm going to put it on to the spark plug. It hopefully is not too tight. You don't want these too tight. There we go. So I could probably remove the rest of it just with my fingers. Yep. So once we get this off, we're going to inspect it, and then we can see kind of the difference between the old one and the new one. Kind of what an old one looks like and then what a new one looks like. Okay, so this looks really used, and you can see there's actually some debris or something in between the prongs where it actually fires. So if we pull the new one out and we look kind of the difference between them, you can see how clean the new one is, how black the old one is. And there should be nothing in between right here where the prongs are. It looks like there's something actually in there. That's probably preventing it from firing. So seeing a spark plug like this, I'm pretty sure either way, whether this is the problem or not, we're going to put the new spark plug in and we're just going to get rid of this old one. So out with the old, in with the new. So to put the new one in, you do just the exact opposite. You just put it into the same place. I'm going to screw it on with my fingers as tight as I can get it with my fingers. And then once it's as tight as I can, I'll pull back to the socket set, get that on there, just like that. Like I said, you don't want it overly tight, but we want to get it just where it's just a little bit tight so it won't come undone. Then we'll take the little rubber boot, stick it back on. That boot is important. You need to have that boot in there because if we take it out, there's actually the shadow's probably too hard to see, but there's a connection in there where it connects to the back of the spark plug. So you get the boot back on, put it back in, and you'll feel it kind of snap into place. So there is the spark plug. That's pretty simple. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the air filter. That is even easier because over here is where the air filter is located. It's just got this door covering the air filter. There's two little tabs. You pull that down and that exposes the air filter. So this one doesn't look too bad, but since I have the kit, we're going to just put a brand new one in anyway. So there's the old one, and that's the new one. So you can kind of see the difference between what a used one and a brand new clean one looks like. So all you do on this is you just slide it back into the little compartment right like that. Now we're just going to put the little door back on. Little cover goes back on, snaps into place. We now have the spark plug done, the oil filter done. Now all that's left is to drain the oil and put fresh in. So what's nice about buying this kit too is this is already pre-measured. We're just going to use the entire amount of this oil. So it's 12 ounces, and that's exactly what this mower takes. So it's really handy to get this tune-up kit because it takes all the guesswork out. So what we're going to do to drain it is we're going to actually put the mower on its side. And it's important to kind of pay attention to this because if there's gas, you don't want to turn it the wrong way, or that new air filter that we just filled up or replaced, it's going to fill up with gas and kind of get yucky. So we want to locate where the oil fill is right here. This is also going to be the oil drain. So what we're going to do is take this guy off. So the cap comes off, and you can see kind of how dirty that oil is. What we're going to do is take this oil pan, we'll slide it up next to it, and then we're just going to tip the mower like this on its side and let it drain for a few minutes. And then now we're going to tip the mower on its side right into this oil pan. So it'll just drain right into this pan, just like that. Just let it sit there for a few minutes. Make sure it gets all the oil out of there, and then we'll tip it back up and we'll add the oil back into it. Okay, so while that's draining, I'm just going to kind of clean up the little oil dipstick here, get it kind of ready so when we put the oil back in, I'll be able to make sure that we have enough oil in there, and this will help us figure that out. Okay, so we'll just double check. It's been draining for a couple minutes now. It looks like there's no more oil coming out into the pan. So once it's stopped dripping, then we're ready to put it back up on its end, or stand it back up, right? Okay, so now we are ready to put the oil in. And so this little indicator on the side of the mower, it kind of shows that this is actually the oil fill also. So we're going to just open up this oil. And there's always a foil on here, so we'll pop that guy open. And then we're going to slowly add the oil back into the engine. And you can see the color is nice and golden. It should not be black like what we saw a minute ago. So nice and slow as we're adding this back in. And I'm pretty sure that this is all pre-measured, so you just want to do the entire bottle just like that, nice and slow. And after we let that go in for a second, then we'll take our dipstick and we'll put it in there and just make sure that we have enough oil before we even attempt to start the engine. I'm just going to screw that dipstick back on. We'll take it back out and just make sure that we have oil in there. So I'll do that a couple times just to make sure. So we'll clean that all off. Put this back in. And you can see that with the dipstick we have oil down in there, which is what we should see. So you can see how clean that is compared to what we saw a minute ago where it was black. So now we know that we've got the oil in there. We'll put this back in. Okay, so here's for hoping. We got those 3 things, you know, done and fixed. New spark plug, new air filter, we've got fresh oil in there. Here's for hoping. We'll see if I'm much of a mechanic at all, right? So we'll go ahead and choke on. Yes, success. We totally just saved ourselves a bunch of money from having to take it to the shop. So if you see, or if your mower does not start like this one, it's probably something very simple, because if it was running and then all of a sudden kills, it's probably that spark plug. So that's what my guess was on today, why it wasn't running, is get that spark plug. But with that kit, it's pretty nice. It comes with all 3 of those things. You can do the quick tune-up, 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes is all it took. And anyway, we're back up and running, and man, does that sound good. I got to start that again just to, oh, listen to that thing. So if you have a lawnmower that does not start and it was running just fine and all of a sudden it just kills out, most likely the first thing to try is that spark plug, because you can see the difference between how dirty that old spark plug was and then the brand new spark plug that we just put in. So instead of having to take it to a shop, that cost me $27. This whole thing, maybe 5-7 minutes. Really was a quick fix, super easy. Our lawnmower starts just fine, and hopefully you found that to be helpful for you and can save a little bit of money. So thank you so much for watching. If you did find this helpful, please leave us a thumbs up, like this video. It helps our channel out to grow and also to get out in front of more people so that it can help them as well. And don't forget to subscribe, because we have tons of videos like this that are out there. And if there is something that you just can't figure out, go ahead and drop us a note and we'll see if we can figure it out for you. So until next time, thank you so much, and we'll see ya.